Alrighty, so it is 2:49 in the morning. I walked out of here a little bit ago to start my skincare routine. And when I came back in here, my phone's screen was black, which is weird because it has enough battery to be okay, and it hadn't been 10 minutes, which is when it's set to shut off, and I tried to tap the power button to bring it back on and it wouldn't, and I googled it, and it was apparently called the black screen of death, which is cool. At the moment, my phone is running operational, but I'm a little nervous, and I think that's putting it gently, because when my iPod shit out on me, I lost a lot of book stuff. I lost hundreds of book pictures, whether they be like house floor plans or stuff that I was using to reference for scenes, stuff that I had saved specifically for research and whatever, but I lost a lot of stuff. And I also have a lot of stuff here on my notes page for important, there's a lot. So I'm going to take a break from writing here to start copying and pasting these into different Google Docs, just in case anything were to happen to my phone. Before I do that, I did start a new book, BV, and we are 730 words into it so far. I think it's going to be a novella. I'm not 100% sure yet, but at the moment I just have the word count thing on Write-O-Meter set to 17.5 thousand, so we'll see what happens there, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to go through and transfer all of these over to a Google Docs just in case. I have a lot of memos here, so I guess I'll probably move them into Google Keeps. I can access that on my tablet and on the computer, so then it doesn't take up space on my Google Docs. So I guess I'll do that. I'll have to download Google Keeps on here first, if I have enough space for it. But I'm gonna do that now, just in case anything were to happen. I would still lose stuff, but it would be better than losing everything. So that is the plan. I don't know how long that will take me. Ow, that was my shoulder. I'm not going to like individually write it all. I'm going to copy and paste it. So it shouldn't take forever, so long as this downloads. It is right now, so it must think that I have enough space for it, which is a plus. So I won't be counting anything that I copy and paste as a word count or anything like that. I'm just going to be copy and pasting and hoping for the best. So, but after that, I'm going to attempt to get back into writing. I'll probably play Uncharted for a little bit. I have restarted The Lost Legacy again since I just finished it the other day. And I guess I will most likely play that for a little while after I move everything over. I'm going to have to check that all my photos are uploaded to Google Photos, so that way I don't lose any of those, just in case. And then go from there. I wasn't expecting my phone to try and destroy itself today, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not expecting it to completely, like, disappear, but just in case, I want all of my stuff backed up because I will not have another iPod situation on my hands. So I'm going to start copying and pasting stuff, and then I'll get back into writing and update you guys at some point. Hey guys, it is currently 5:12 p.m. and I have just finally gotten out of bed. I've been up for a while, but the idea of crawling out of bed just wasn't appealing, so
I stayed back there for much longer than I should have. Classic game of good news, bad news. Good news, my ribs are not out of place because it no longer hurts to clear my throat or breathe or anything like that. Bad news, my shoulders are still so tense that anytime that I like move them, like this motion right here, that hurts. I'm barely lifting my arms, but because it moves my shoulder blade, it kills. It's tense all up through here and all the way back here, and it's no bueno. Normally I can pop my shoulders by doing this and just squeezing a little bit, but I can't, and I haven't been able to since I moved snow. I think I managed to get one of them to pop yesterday, actually, but it wasn't as much as I normally do. So I'm still sitting on a heating pad today and hoping for the best. It mostly is on my lower back because if I propped the pillow up against my shoulders, I would be sitting way too far forward, and that's not something I want. I already have very poor posture when I'm typing, so I don't want to increase it. But outside of that, the good news is that even though my shoulders are tense, it's not affecting my jaw like it normally does, because normally when my shoulders are tensed up, my jaw is all kinds of haywire and I can't talk much or eat much or anything like that without it hurting. And that's not the case today, and it hasn't been the case since my shoulders have been out. So that's something. I'm going to get into typing, maybe. I think I still have a little bit to go before I meet the word goal. I think like 800 words. 700 words. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and type out 700 words. I might start with BV because I ended the first chapter there, and see if I can make any more progress there, and then move on to either Time Stopper or Amelia's book. It was just going really well this morning, so I don't want to totally throw it away if it's still going well. But once I meet that word goal, I'll start editing on Ashes in the Light and go from there. It's Friday, so there are no TV shows that I watched today, so I don't have anything like that interrupting my focus or anything. But outside of that, outside of the writing and editing, at some point I would like to try to edit the Uncharted video again. That's the one that no matter how many times I tried to export it, it just would not work. So I guess in between writing and editing, I'm going to try and edit that Uncharted video again and see if I can get it to export this time. Because I would really like to get back into recording gaming videos, but I can't do that until that one is uploaded. So, but yeah, that's the plan. Write, edit books, edit videos, upload videos. That's the game plan for today and this weekend. Ashes in the Light should be done by Monday, I believe. Sunday or Monday, I think it's Monday. So we are coming along quite nicely. I think that this will be the last edit unless a lot of stuff changes in the later chapters. So after that I'll format it for big font, and then I'll have to make the covers for both and then go about an ebook, which I still haven't decided what I'm going to do for that yet. But that'll come in time and I'll update you when I know. So, hooray. But that's all I have for right now. I'm gonna work on writing, go from there, do bird chores sometime after that because I'm too lazy to stand up and do it right now, and then get into editing videos and Ashes in the Light and all that fun jazz. But I will see you guys with an update, hopefully soon-ish.
Alrighty, so it's 8:47. I've been exporting this video since 6:30 and it was about completely done. And then this app that I use so that way my damn tablet will stay on more than 10 minutes suddenly closed itself despite the fact that it's now up there, even though I haven't clicked anything, so it just spontaneously brought itself back. And my tablet screen shut off, which cancels the export. So that's pretty cool.
very excited about it. So I guess I don't know. I'm going to go back through here, make sure there's nothing taking up space. And then, yeah, there is. See? It didn't even export, and it still took up space. See that? That is from the video that I just tried to export. The video itself is not exported because it canceled the export and it still takes up space. So we have to delete those. Maybe. Once it does this, I'll exit out of KineMaster. Make sure that it still reads that the video is indeed there. I'm a little worried that it's not going to export now because normally the little red light on this blinks when it's going to actually work, and now that it shut itself off, it's not doing that anymore. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to export it again. I'm slowly working on writing. I've written I don't know how many more words. I'd have to look at my writing app. I haven't put them in yet, but I have written like another 500 words on here, so I'm getting close. I need like 200 more before I can do here, meet the goal here, and move on to Ashes in the Light. But I guess that's besides the point. So we're gonna do that, and then open it back up. Oh god. So, I'm gonna do this, I guess, put my tablet out of commission for another at least 2.5 hours, and then go from there. But hopefully it'll go well this time, and I will see you guys with an update once I hit the word goal for the day.
Hey guys, it is currently 1:44 in the morning and I am working on editing Ashes in the Light. I didn't make a lot of progress yesterday, obviously, so I'm starting early now to slowly make some progress. I have some changes at the end of this chapter that I'm going to add and then go from there. Again, I'm on the Google Docs, so I am suggesting changes, which, if it loads, that's what that little green mark is. That's a suggested change, and then once I am on the desktop Monday, I can go through the Word document and make those changes. And then with that done, I'll be able to go through the Word document and find out my word counts for those days over the weekend. Can't do that until Monday. It has been storming so far all morning and most of yesterday evening. It rained yesterday and then sleeted and then snowed. And now it is snowing, and the wind keeps picking up every now and then. The biggest issue with that for us, because it's a weekend, so there's like, we're not going out on the road, and Mom's not going out on the road or anything like that tomorrow. For us, the biggest issue is worrying that ice gathers on the chimney thing up on top of the roof, which, if too much ice is on it, the furnace stops working. So it is my job to watch the thermostat to make sure that the furnace continues working. It is so far, which is a good thing, but it's something that I will be watching all morning. While we have internet, I am watching Netflix because I can't play a game on the PlayStation 4 if there's a storm, just in case we were to lose power or anything, because again, the PS4 has that thing built into it where if power shuts off while you're using it, when you turn it back on, it has a risk of deleting your data, and I don't like to risk that, so I tend to stay off of it if there's a higher chance of losing power. That's all. But I'm going to get through some more on Ashes in the Light, at least 35 pages probably. I haven't actually looked to see how much I need to edit today, but I am going to meet the goal on it, and then I am going to get back into either BV or the Time Stopper or Amelia's book. Most likely the Time Stopper. I would like to finish that, well, I would like to finish it this month, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to worry about finishing that one before the end of next month, so that way I can start the next book in the Boston Taylor series for the first Camp Nano of this year. All very exciting stuff. But I'm going to get back into editing, and then I will give you guys an update once I edit however many pages I need to for the goal, and then I will get into writing, and then I'll see you again for an update then. Alrighty, it is 4:55 in the morning. It's been very slow. If you've been here a while, you know that I hate storms in general. It doesn't matter if they're rain, snow, sleet, wind, a combination of all of the above. I don't like them, and I don't work well in them. So, so far I have only edited 38 pages out of the 45 I need today, according to my app thingy here, which appears to be correct. According to the original 278 pages, it doesn't account for any of the changes that I've made to the actual Word document yet. So I'm still shooting for 45 before I switch over to writing. And at this point, once I'm done with Ashes in the Light, I might do a little bit on Time Stopper to finish the scene that I was working on yesterday. And then after that, as long as I still have internet, I might move on to research notes. Just so that way I can actually get some writing done. Because I do work better in research settings when it comes to like storms and whatnot, rather than more creative settings, I suppose. But it still will be slow going. It's been storming for like 6 hours now, if not longer, and I've hated every second of it, but I'm still trying. Currently I'm on, well, I'm closing in on the end. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, you kind of can. So I'm on this one, I believe. I could be here, but I'm pretty sure I'm here. So then it's just these guys that I need to have done sometime Monday. So making progress. This one or this one might be the last 1 or 2 chapters that I need to edit this morning before I can move on. But it depends on how many pages they are, so we will see. I'm going to just try to make it to 45. I'm not going to try and get too much ahead of that or anything. I'm just going to finish the chapters I need to meet the page goal for the day, and then I'm going to move on. I have made food. I'm going to eat. Hopefully things move a little faster. Who knows? But I will give you guys an update once I finally hit 45 pages for the day. Are you ready to see the last, like, 10 hours of my life? It's just blowing. So much fun. Hey guys, it is currently 1:32 in the morning on February 25th, a Monday, and very late last night, yesterday, like sometime around 10 or 11 p.m., I finally started Phase 2 research of The Lost City of Z. I think originally I said that Phase 2 would be copying stuff onto notebooks, but I do still need to go through and find some definitions. I need to expand on a few things, and I need to do a few more research bits on some of Wikipedia's sources. For the Lost City of Z article, they only have 3 sources, I think, which is incredibly low compared to the normal count. I've already read one of them during phase 1, so I'll be reading the other 2 during this phase and seeing if there is anything else important to write down. Yesterday I ended up taking 1,175 words worth of notes that I didn't take during phase 1. It has mostly been definitions and expansions, so I went through and alphabetized those definitions and explanations. So like here we have the Amazon River, quick definition of where it is, how long it is, stuff like that. There are a few Portuguese words in here that they use often because there's no direct English translation. There are just ideas as to what is closest to what it means, but not an exact translation, so I jotted those down. We have more states inside of Brazil, several battles during World War I and leading up to it and after the outbreak of World War I that are jotted down here because they were mentioned in the first one, and then I got in a whole loophole of wars, but we got there eventually. British forces, decisive victory and counter battles, more military tactics, a few things revolving around archaeological sites, the main Indian tribe, or indigenous, I suppose. The article that I read calls them Indian tribes, but they're only described like that sometimes. Generally, it's the people indigenous to wherever they are. Mato Grosso, I think is how that's pronounced, in Brazil. Did a little bit of mild expanding on Percy Fawcett, which is the guy who was searching for the lost city of Z. A couple more rivers, a couple more things in Brazil, National Library of Brazil, more military tactics, more wars. Another word that is Portuguese, Brazilian, something. It doesn't say here. It didn't say in the article either. That doesn't have an exact translation in English, so we have something that relatively closely resembles it. More World War I stuff, national parks, rivers, so on and so forth. Making progress. Currently I am 1,437 words into that. I haven't been working on it for super long yet. This morning I took a little break. Sorry about the odd disruption there. I had a timer going on my iPad, and when it went off it stopped recording. But I took a short break after midnight because my fingers, my knuckles, whatever, were absolutely killing me after I had finished working on it yesterday. I didn't do a lot of typing yesterday, not as much as I would like to, but it's been cold outside, it's been snowing, it's been blowing, it's been an absolute thrill here in Iowa. But the cold really, really affects my knuckles even when I'm wearing the gloves. I'm just taking a break from the gloves at the moment. Those being copper compression gloves that I wear specifically for arthritis at this point. But I'm going to keep working on this. I've gone through all the definitions on the main Lost City of Z Wikipedia page. So I'm going to take a break from definitions. I'm going to go through the other 2 Wikipedia sources on here, as in the 2 articles that they referenced in there. I think one is a book, and unless it's available for free, cannot go through it right now, but we'll get around to it eventually, depending on if it has any information that I desperately need. We'll see. But I'm going to go through those. I'm going to see what they are. I don't know how much valuable information will be in them. I don't know how much information that I don't already have will be in them. So we'll see. That's why I'm leery about buying anything if it's a book, is because I already have a ton of information and I don't know how much more of it I need. But I'm going to go through those 2 sources, see if they're books or articles or what they are. I can't remember 100%. There's also an English translation of manuscript 512 that I want to go through eventually and take notes on that, so that will also be during phase 2. I'm going to eventually go back through all of my phase 1 notes, look at those, go through all the things that I took down that said that needed to be expanded on or researched further or looked into, either for fact checking or just for explanations and definitions, but either way I need to go through that, jot those down as well. And then eventually we will see if there's anything else I need to wrap up phase 2, and then we will move on to phase 3, which will hopefully be the note cards. We'll see. So I'm going to get back into looking through the sources and then go from there, but I will update you guys at some point today. Hey guys, it is currently 5:11 in the morning. I was working on phase 2 of Z Notes still, and so far today I've added 1,320 words. I am moving on to normal writing now. I am starting with BV, but overall for February so far I have written 100,828 words, and it feels damn good. I feel like I'm finally back on track to becoming who I was a year or two ago, which is great. I feel like I'm finally stepping back up with my progress, and I am finally getting to a place where I am how I used to be, and that is something. That's good. It feels good. I'm gonna get back into writing here, do as much as I can. Tomorrow's probably also going to be a slow day. There's still a lot of snow out here. It's still blowing, not as badly as before. Roads are still pretty iffy, and a lot of roads here in Iowa are closed in general, so more than likely my mom will be here tomorrow as well. I will need to be on the computer for Ashes in the Light, but that's okay. But more than likely, just because of that, I won't get as much done, because we'll probably watch a movie or Netflix or something of the sort. But I'm still going to do my best to meet the 2,903 word goal, and I'm going to do everything I can to finish Ashes in the Light today. So we will see what happens, and I will update you guys at least one more time before I go to sleep with a final word count, depending on if I switch to time stopper before 8 or not. But either way, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, it is 8:11 p.m. and I just finished edit 8 of Ashes in the Light using the Kindle app anyway. So now I need to go back through the Google Doc and open up the Word document and make all of the changes there that I have suggested on the Google Docs. And then I'm going to go through and check my word counts for the last several days, and then I'll be able to archive this and call it a day. For this edit, I might also quickly run everything through Grammarly once all the changes are actually made. And then I don't know. I need to start edit 9 of Cut to the Kill. I need to do editing for DM's most recent book, so that way he can send it out to a beta reader. And then we'll go from there. But Cut to the Kill needs to be started eventually, just going to be Grammarly as far as I know, and DM's book will be a little bit more in depth, but not any more in depth than I do during my first edits, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to start with Ashes in the Light. I'll give you guys an update after I do that, and then we will see what happens from there. Alrighty, so I have run it all the way through Grammarly, and I ended up only counting the Google Docs one for the actual finished word count rather than the Word document, since it wouldn't count any of the chapter headers or the part headers or whatever. But altogether I ended up with 45,031 words this draft, which is an addition of 258 words from the last edit, where I removed 295 words. So that's something. I added some sentences this time around, cleared up some confusion, so on and so forth, and I think it reads a lot smoother in certain places now. So that's something. That's good. I have rewritten the back of the book blurb, and that's good to go now. So I am finally going to open up KDP here in a few. I do need to record an edit 8 video at some point, but I might do that tonight. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to open up KDP and finally open up a page for this book, so that way I can get the ISBN and put that into the actual Word document. I have also written a dedication. That was the other thing that I needed to do. But the only other thing that I need to do here is the ISBN, and then after that I need to format it for big font, and then I need to do the cover for both, and then we'll go from there. I don't think that I need a 9th edit, so after this we should be closing in on the end here. I'll be able to order the proofs for the normal one and the big font probably very soon, maybe tonight or tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But I am watching TV for the next half hour or so, but I'm going to work through that and see what happens. So I will give you guys another update at some point in the near future.